I feel sad. I feel surprised and enlightened. But more than anything, sad.
We're looking for people who have three qualities. And if you have those three qualities, you win a prize.
Sweet.
So the qualities are empathy, courage, and integrity.
Sure.
Do you think you have those qualities?
I believe so.
Okay.
So.
Fair enough. Let's give it a shot. So it starts with a question. Who would you save?
And if one was to die, I have to pick one to save.
Well, let's say you're walking down the street and you see somebody relentlessly beating a dog. Would you? Both.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you see somebody beating a pig, you would also do something about it?
Yeah, for sure.
Great.
Unless it was a butch.
Do you think that from the perspective of the animal it matters whether you're a pig and you're being beaten or you're a dog and you're being beaten?
No.
No?
I think they're both living creatures. They all have a soul. So
Good.
yeah, I wouldn't just differentiate just because one looks better than the other.
That's very nice. That means that you have empathy.
Okay.
Great.
You
So,
learn every day.
hooray. So the second part of the test is, well, first of all, let me ask you, do you eat pigs?
I actually don't.
You don't?
Yeah.
Do you eat any other type of animals?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's say that I put before you the same picture, right? On the right side is the dog, but on the left side there is a baby boy calf. Would you do something about it? Would you step in if somebody is beating a baby boy calf?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So considering that you are eating dairy products,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I want to show you a video
Sure.
of the dairy industry. So, in the dairy industry, we forcibly impregnate cows. Did you know that?
No.
So, why do you think that we impregnate cows?
To get their milk?
Yeah, exactly. But cows don't produce milk just magically.
Naturally, yeah.
They have to have babies. So, cows have to be constantly pregnant and have had babies in order for them to produce milk. And when they have a baby, so here you can see a cow having a baby, they love their babies. They're mammals, they're social creatures. They have the same instincts as pretty much every other being has about their animals, social beings, right? So what happens is these calves, they're taken away from the mothers. And this happens sometimes within hours and sometimes within 1 to 3 days. And well, they certainly don't like it. And the reason that we take the calf away, here you can see the mother running after her calf.
Yeah.
So the reason why we do this is because we want to have the milk. We don't want the baby to drink the milk because humans want to drink the milk. That's actually meant for the baby.
So what happens to the babies?
So if they're males, they're considered useless because they don't produce any milk. So they are sent off to the veal industry where they're fattened up. And then after 3 to 9 months, they are slaughtered. And here you can see this process.
This is not what I was expecting at all.
No, I didn't know this, and this is why I'm an activist right now, because I didn't know I was paying for this. But this is, unfortunately, this is a necessary component of the dairy industry. In order for us to have milk, cows need to be impregnated, cows need to have babies, and those babies are either boys or girls, and all the boys are slaughtered, and all the girls are put to the same process. A cow will have 5, 6, 7 babies in her life, and after that the cow is sent to the slaughterhouse as well. How does that make you feel?
How does that make me feel? I feel sad. I feel surprised and enlightened. But more than anything, sad. Yeah,
Sad, yeah. And what would you, like, considering you would be one of those cows,
Yeah.
what would you want to do? What would you want you to do, you know, in that situation?
I'd say like raise awareness. Raise awareness. There must be other ways to do it at a more ethical way, I would say, with less like mass production. You know, it doesn't need to be as consumed as it should be, like dairy products. Maybe we're, I think as humans, consuming more than we need to. So yeah, I'd say that.
Do you think it's necessary for us to eat any type of dairy product?
I'm not really entirely sure. I mean, look, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, their own preferences. I think us as humans, we're kind of built to eat meat. As for dairy, I don't even think we're meant to be eating dairy. Like, I'm pretty sure like there's a lot of people that are intolerant.
Yeah,
it's
about 60% of the world.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe certain things like cheese, I guess. But the milk, again, it's a tough one. Like, I can't say yes or I can't say no because everyone is entitled to their own preferences and their opinions, and I don't
think
judge.
It's a scientific question whether we need meat in order to survive, and we need dairy products and animal products.
Yeah, I think balance is key. I think science is important as well, right?
Well, no, I'm asking, is it a scientific question or not? So, is it a scientific question whether or not we need meat, whether we need...
Yeah, I'd say so.
So let's say that you turn on the television and there's a news presenter and he tells you that, you know, good news, we found out that we don't need any animal product to survive.
Sure.
In fact, we can even thrive without, we can even be healthier without these products. Would you then see it as a moral necessity to stop eating these animals and these products that actually come from this animal cruelty?
Yeah, I think moral necessity is a strong word. I don't think it needs to be a moral necessity, but I think if, let's say, for example, scientific research came through and we don't need to have, we can basically get every single vitamin, every single mineral from other sources other than meat, then yeah, fair enough. But at the same time, like, again, too much of one thing is going to be bad for you anyway, you know, like.
But that's a scientific question, right?
Yeah.
And let's say the science is clear on this, and they say, well, on a plant-based diet, you can be Novak Djokovic, you know, you can be Serena Williams, you can be Lewis Hamilton, you can do all those things just on a plant-based diet, right?
Yeah.
And if that is the fact, then why would we still put these animals through this treatment?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think, like, my perspective is a bit different, and that's because I also understand that within the vegan and veggie industry, that also doesn't mean that there's no harm to the planet, no harm to animals. I understand through the avocado industry how many bees get killed in that process, pesticides. So, like, regardless of, unfortunately, us as humans, the way I see us is we're kind of like parasites in this world, and regardless of what we do, we're going to cause problems.
Yeah.
Even though we try our absolute best, which is what I encourage, everyone should do their absolute best within their own capability and limits to contribute to the planet and also to minimize the consumption of certain ingredients, certain sources to help the planet. Then I think that would be a good thing. But yeah, I think if you cut out meat, then you're going to have other problems with maybe the artificial vegan sources, if that makes sense. Like, I think all the products, they're all going to have problems, you know? And you can't really weigh out, like, okay, save the bees or save the calves. I think you should try to save everything or minimize everything. So it's a tough one. Yeah, it's a tough one.
So, I mean, there's inherent suffering to pretty much everything that we do, you know? I might have just stepped on an ant, you know, it's possible, you know?
Correct, yeah.
But if we eat animal products, these animals also need to eat, right?
Correct, yeah.
So, in order to feed these animals, we need to grow enormous amounts of crops.
True.
And so when you eat animals, you eat actually more plants than somebody is on a plant-based diet.
Because they're consuming
Because you're indirectly consuming an animal's calories, which they got from plants.
Yeah.
But these animals, they have body heat, they're thinking, they have emotions, and all of these things we don't eat.
Yeah.
These are all kind of wasted calories from an economic perspective, right?
Sure.
So if you are interested in minimizing your harm towards the animals and towards the planet, a plant-based diet is far superior than a meat-based diet or an omnivore diet.
Sure.
And if the truth is, which it is actually, but you can do your own research, that you can get everything that you need in terms of nutrients from a plant-based diet, wouldn't it then be a much better choice to make?
It's a tough one because, again, like, I also believe that, like,
why is it tough?
If you look at our ancestors, right?
Okay.
They were eating meat. You know, like, we're carnivore. We're not carnivorous and we're not herbivores. We're omnivores. We eat plants and we eat meat, right? There's a reason why we have canines, like
Okay, the canines,
form
yeah.
of evolution, right? We have canines, and that's to pull on the meat that we're eating.
But either the science says that
Yeah.
you can live without these products or not. Would you
Correct.
agree? Even if we have canines, which actually are, they're a little bit pathetic. Like you wouldn't be able to rip an animal to shreds with your canines. But
Right.
nevertheless, it's a
the meat you
science.
can.
That's why I asked you. It's a scientific question, right?
Yeah.
It's not about what we did before. We also used to have slaves. We also used to have repression of women. We also used to do many things that we don't do now anymore
Sure.
because we see that morally it's not the right thing to do. And it's also 2025. We have lots of options today that we
Sure.
didn't have before.
Correct.
So if now we have the option between a plant-based meal, which is scientifically proven to be just as nutrient dense in many ways than an animal-based meal,
Yeah.
wouldn't it then be a much better choice for the animals and the planet to choose that plant-based meal?
Possibly, yeah, possibly.
Okay, that's all.
Thank you. I appreciate it.